Hi everybody, I'm Andy Murray from WhatCulture.
And I'm Adam Nicholas from WhatCulture, here to bring you all of today's wrestling news, including Cain Velasquez and Ronda Rousey spotted at WWE HQ. Could a return be on the cards?
Steve Austin is coming back to WWE Raw.
The Revival and WWE are locked in a trademark battle.
And of course, your favourite topic, and indeed mine, ratings.
This is the news.
This is indeed the news, but we are going to kick things off by talking a little bit about Vince McMahon and the new Raw star that he may already have soured on.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, I'm talking about Shayna Baszler here. So there's a report in this week's edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, courtesy, as always, of Big Daddy Shagger Dave Meltzer. In it, he writes that there is uncertainty and negativity regarding Vince McMahon's reaction to Baszler and specifically her match with Kairi Sane on Raw. Vince apparently feels that the match did not get the desired reactions from the crowd. A fair opinion, I think, and also it failed to make Shayna look like a credible WrestleMania headliner, which again I think is another credible observation there. But it creates an interesting problem here because, as Dave points out in his little write-up, Baszler really is the only realistic option to win the Elimination Chamber this weekend and face Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. You've got Asuka. She's great, but she's already lost to Becky twice this year. You've got Natalya, who is kind of typecast as a mid-carder or a veteran hand at this point. And then you've got the former Riot Squad members who just aren't over. They had the angle on Monday, the little match as well, and it just kind of played out to cricket chirps. So they're in a tough little spot here. If Vince thinks that Shayna isn't it, I don't know what he's going to goddamn do.
I do wonder. It's hard this because it was weird hearing Shayna Baszler get "this is boring" chance, wasn't it? That was disheartening to say the least. And Vince, obviously, as we know, goes off crowd reactions, and the amount of time where that's literally been the deal breaker for certain people. I hope he just waits till after Elimination Chamber because I feel like he'll see the star, but it'll be too late by then if he's already turned her. And she's on her way to WrestleMania, who knows? Yeah,
it's kind of a knee-jerky reaction. Like, with regards to the match itself, I kind of agree with the observations here. It wasn't the best match, but here's the thing, like, Baszler and Cain had this lengthy rivalry in NXT, and loads of people loved those matches. They were almost universally praised. The 2 out of 3 Falls matches was no hyperbole, one of my favourite matches of that year. Loved that. So they've had great matches in the past, but when then they come to Raw and it's slow and it's kind of going through molasses and it's not getting reactions, you have to kind of look, well, what's different? And the main roster has this road aging system where matches are mapped out by someone else. The performers don't have the same degree of creative freedom. Someone else is calling their shots for them. You gotta wonder if maybe that contributed to this match's failure, because I can't imagine that these two wonderful pro wrestlers have just become crap overnight. It's a shame, man. Like, I like Shayna, want her to succeed. Hopefully at the Chamber she's awesome and Vince is like, hey, nah, I was wrong. She's great.
I hope so, because she is great and we need to see more of her at the top of the women's division on Monday Night Raw. Anyway, let's move on to some other people who, one at least, was at the top of said division for quite some time. Ronda Rousey and Cain Velasquez both have been spotted at WWE HQ. Now, this came courtesy of Cain Velasquez's Instagram account. Took a lovely little picture of the two of them where he said he had the pleasure of running into the pioneer that definitely also inspired my interest in the sport. Great to see you, Ronda Rousey. Now, obviously, the visit looked fairly casual. There was nobody sort of there, like in promo clothes or anything, or getting prepared for photo shoots or anything like that. So you would believe, or certainly the chatter online, is that perhaps we've been having some discussions about potential appearances. And obviously with WrestleMania just round the corner, Ronda Rousey kind of a big deal. And also, if Vince is worried about Shayna Baszler, this could all fit together. Andy Murray, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's like if I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I'm not keen on this Shayna Baszler, I've got this alternative just sitting at home at the moment who I might have to throw a load of money at, but I've got loads of money, so it's not a problem. Yeah, interesting stuff here. Cain was, I think he announced himself to be competing in the Royal Rumble. That didn't happen. He's been at the Performance Center since then. Ronda, lots of questions surrounding her at the moment. Obviously, she recently said that if she does come back, it'll be for like Undertaker-style appearances only. She won't be doing full-time. The strain on her family and her body was a little bit too much. I would like to think that this was about potential comebacks in their WWE future, and I certainly hope it was, because I think Cain has a lot of potential. I think Ronda is just straight up awesome. I think she has been from day one. And I would love to see them both involved somehow. I don't know how possible it is. Again, it's speculation, right? We should
definitely point that out. I mean, it's
pinch of the internet.
Last time we got Ronda would have been WrestleMania 35. Yeah. We would have literally been there to see the last time she was on. And Cain Velasquez was that poor, well, that's not even fair.
Worked MMA, wasn't it?
At Crown Jewel 2019 around October. So it's been a while for both of them. Is there a big rush for Cain to come? Like in everybody's eyes, are they keen to get him back in?
It's a tough one for Cain. Big star in Mexico, decent name value, but has some work to do, if we're being honest. Certainly has a lot of potential for it. I think he might be more of a longer term project. I wouldn't be aghast if he sat in the performance center for a whole year and worked on his craft.
They need to let him do the kind of stuff he was doing when he was in.
Cain.
Yeah, let him do the things he can actually do.
I don't want him to be a badass. They've got enough badasses on this roster.
Do loads of mad stuff.
Lucha Cain, give him a mask, let him do the flippy dippy doodads all the live long day.
He knows what to do.
Hey, I am a genius and I should be employed by Vince McMahon to book rest. I'm only joking. I don't know anything and I'm just a bald moron on the internet. Anyway. Let's talk about one guy who is coming back to WWE for sure. I am talking about Stephen Cold Stone Austin. I think that's the working name for him through the house. Steve Austin's coming back to WWE Raw on the 16th of March. Now, this is very clever. 16th of March, UK date format, that'll be 16-3, but everywhere else in the world, oh my God, Adam Nicholas, it's 3/16. And obviously, right? Stone Cold, free Austin, free. Do you get the joke, mate? Do you get the joke?
I get it. Only just, mind. You had to explain it to me, but now I get it.
So basically,
very, very subtle.
Basically, this is going to be a special 3/16-day episode of Raw. The WWE release says that the WWE Universe will be able to recognize the greatness of the Rattlesnake with new content, new merchandise, and all kinds of stuff. So they're going to have a bunch of Steve Austin stuff on the network. They're going to have new merch. They're going to have loads of stuff across social media platforms celebrating Austin's legendary career. I mean, I love Steve Austin. This will pop a rating. It's a smart piece of marketing on 3/16. Yes.
Absolute same for me. I think the last appearance he had was obviously at the Raw reunion, and he literally ran the show. Yeah. He literally ran the show, and it was amazing for it. I mean, compared to the time when he turned up for, what was it, the Raw 25? Didn't even speak. We figured out quickly, this Stone Cold is the one we want. If we get anything like that for 3/16, we're going to be having an absolute riot and probably a few brews on the way as well.
We are indeed. Austin actually tweeted about this saying, Austin 3/16 says, I will be live on Monday Night Raw, 3/16, 2 exclamation marks. Oh hell yeah, 3 exclamation marks, so you know he's kind of not good at like typing stuff, because you should only use one.
It's true.
Take that, Steve. I'll beat you up.
Stone Cold Steve Austin gets to do whatever he wants, mate.
Yeah.
But two people who can't do whatever they want at all in WWE are the Revival. And as we know from quite some time now, they've had a long back and forth, these two. It has settled. It's quieting down, certainly, I think, recently. But we know they were in contract talks and negotiations for ages a while back. Hadn't been figured out where they're going to AEW, where they're desperate to leave. Then Dash Wilder got loads of time extended on his contract because he stayed off with injury, this swine. How dare he even think about that? Anyway, it seems like we're back at it again. WWE perhaps planning for the Revival's exit now. I think it's next month, potentially. They could be leaving.
Dawson next month. I think Dash
may have a little bit longer, but still, their departures could be imminent, shall we say. Lots to talk about. Could they be heading to AEW? So as you'd imagine, which much like we saw with Luke Harper, trying to get some trademarks for, like, he got Brody Lee. They've been trying to get a hold of other trademarks, but WWE have been cutting in the line because that's Vince and they're very smart. So by the sounds of things, they are trying to get trademarks for both Mechanics, which was the Revival's name before they were the Revival in NXT, and on the Indies, I believe, before they went to WWE for a little spell. And on top of that, the No Flips Just Fists moniker, which is the one that the Revival have actually tried to get a hold of. WWE have been straight in and tried to kibosh that. Yeah. All very interesting, this, because if that's the case now, and we've still got, 2-3 months left?
Yeah.
Could be seeing some more of that juicy, or what was it, Ushi hot powder and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, man. Showering and shaving backs and stuff.
Not idealist, but doesn't sound good for them. But it does mean we're getting close to the exit for the Revival, so...
Yeah, it's a tough one, this. Like, there'll be lots of little legal wrangling. It's going to get ugly, it's going to get attritional. WWE are going to end up with some. Dash and Dawson are going to end up with a few others. Dave wrote in The Observer this week as well that it's pretty much nailed on that they're going to go to AEW when the contracts expire. Will they show up as the Mechanics? Will they show up as #FTR? Will they show up as Jimmy McWinkle Picker and Johnny Fanny? I don't know. We'll find out.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Shout outs to Johnny Fanny. Anyway. Anyway,
top guy.
Let's talk about the ratings.
He was on NXT, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He was indeed. Wednesday Night War ratings are in. They came in last night, courtesy of Showbuzz Daily, as always. Same old, pretty much. This is the 10th week in a row that AEW has won overall, and they had a viewership of 906,000, up 4% from the previous week. For some reason, I've written that NXT had 918. They didn't.
They did not.
They had a viewership of 718,000, which is an increase of 1,000 on the previous week. 18 to 49 demographic, AEW had a 0.35 rating, NXT 0.23. AEW won every demographic apart from the 50 plus, which was tied, actually. It was 0.34 across the board. So both shows, I think, were really well marketed this week. AEW's came courtesy of the Revolution pay-per-view, which was very well received, and NXT had 2 big cage matches to build around. So we always say, courtesy of Tony Maglio, that momentum plus marketing equals ratings.
Oh, I thought you were going to lose it there, but he still got it.
I almost fell off the goddamn radar, man. So yeah, same old, but 10 in a row, solid. These things have tapered off. They seem to have settled at a gap. I think NXT will claw some ground back as we get closer to WrestleMania. I think that's natural. But let's see how it goes. We've got Blood and Guts coming up as well, so interesting times.
It's just all good stuff, and I can't really blame AEW for keep on the way they are, because I just rewatched that tag match from Revolution this morning. And Jesus,
Fenton,
just spectacular stuff.
Stunning stuff.
I can't. No bad words to be said.
Yeah. Yeah, like I know the debate has come out about best tag team match ever. Dave Meltzer was talking about it might be and stuff. I don't know if it is. Maybe it would make my top 10, but it was phenomenal. Loved it.
He gave it the big 6, didn't he?
6 stars. Get your Tokyo Dome jokes in there and stuff. At the end of the day, right, it's only a guy's ratings. It doesn't really matter what Big Dave thought about it. If you don't like it, that's fine. If you love it, cool. But it's an interesting talking point nonetheless, isn't it?
But it was really good.
It was really good.
Right.
And if you don't like it, well, we just disagree. We just disagree, man. Twitter questions. These are banter Twitter questions today. I've gone for the most fun ones that I received in my ads because
Friday Twitter questions.
It's goddamn Friday, baby, and we don't want to sit here and be serious analyst guys. We just want to talk about Matt Riddle smoking reefer.
Yes, we do.
The first question comes from the paragon of beer and 1,943 others, whose tag, by the way, is eat, yeet, delete, which it's great. Asks, with the news that Stone Cold is appearing on the 316 episode of Raw, do you think that WWE should call Matt Riddle up on 420? It's a Monday.
I like the homework's been done. I really thought you were going to say, do you think he should share a blunt with Matt Riddle? Which is the only way I thought this conversation was going to go. And by the way, if you're watching, I am into that.
Hell yeah.
Let's get that one down. Why the hell not? I don't think Vince McMahon particularly cares about Matt Riddle and 420, but I'd be up for it, and you'd pop us too, so there you go.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I can see Matt Riddle trying to do a little social media campaign. Yeah. It's a brilliant idea. I love it, man. I love it, man. Next question comes from Renee, who asks, with AEW stars wearing your shirts and more, Nyla Rose obviously had the Simon Gave Me Up. Love Nyla Rose, love Simon Miller, love everything. With the AEW stars wearing your shirts and more fans carrying your signs, is this an NWA style takeover? Are Andy Murray and Adam Wilborn the new Hall and Nash, and who would be their Hulk Hogan to shock the world?
Oh, brother. I think we know a lot of other people who'd want to be the Hulk Hogan in that triangle. However, what I will say is, this is all fascinating. I think we should do a takeover, but more importantly, while we have your attention, the hashtag, what was it, search for Spears?
That's it.
If you aren't pushing for Simon Miller, he's got 82% on a poll out of the 3 that Sean Spears put forward. How could that guy not be the perfect fit for this scenario?
Cody's retweeted it, man.
Cody's retweeted it. The groundswell is there. I'm sure they've probably already got somebody in mind. But get on there and harass them about getting Simon Miller on, because that would probably get maybe a goal though. Maybe.
Who knows? Maybe. Simon Miller reviewing a show.
Myself. Yeah.
I'd love to see him review his own appearance on the show.
Review his own appearance.
He's such a good job.
His own match. It's a brown down for me.
Yeah. He's such a nice guy. He's like, Final question comes from Harry K, who asks, can we all agree that everyone should vote for Simon Miller? Well, there you go.
Hey,
there you go.
I'm so sorry, you just trampled all over your toes.
It's all good. To be fair, I forgot about it.
Yeah, we can all agree that. We definitely can agree that. Actually, go on then while we're doing, who, if you had to pick, well, I've answered that one really, so go back to the other one. If you had to pick your 3 to go.
Well, you got to ask yourself the question when you're considering who's going to be the Hogan. Who is the best?
I'm just going to say this, I feel like, I know they paired you with Wilborn there.
Yeah.
But I really feel like you and Michael Sidgwick could go on a proper tear in the tag division.
I feel like we could,
As a pair of real good heels.
We're both kind of grumpy guys.
I like it. I feel like that's a pairing, and you could like have Hamlet there as someone for you to beat up on a regular basis.
Yeah, sympathetic old man, baby face.
Yeah,
he's like Arn Anderson.
Will Walker come and make the save, and then he gets bantered off. Oh, it would be fantastic.
I'm with it. But I think like when you're considering who your Hogan is, you got to ask yourself who's the best at dropping the big leg.
That's very true.
In this office, I have no idea who that is.
I couldn't possibly speculate.
We will hold trials at lunchtime, get some feather boas out, drop a few legs, see where we end up, see who survives, see who falls by the wayside. Who can become our Hollywood Hogan? If you want to become our Hollywood Hogan, or our... What was Virgil's name in WCW? I can't even remember. Our Michael Wall Street. Our Horace Hogan. If you want to be in our NWO...
You just want to be a Hogan. Terry Wogan.
Terry Wogan. If you want to be in our NWO, all you have to do is get a sign on TV or something, man. We love to see it.
You do?
We do love to see it.
We love to see it.
Anyway, speaking of things you love to see, how about us leaving?
Yes.
Thank you for joining us once again. It's Friday. We keep it a bit looser on Fridays. Follow us on Twitter at WhatCultureWWE. Hashtag This Is The News. You may see us later on. Who knows? But you can follow Adam Nicholas on Twitter at...
Wow is my Twitter handle, and you can find this man on Twitter at...
dun, 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 dun. Now you can follow me on Twitter at Andy H. Murray. The H stands for H.
Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from WhatCulture, here to let you know we want your live event videos, whether that be something that happened after the cameras stopped rolling, or your reaction to something amazing that went down at the show you were at. Stuff like this.
One of the other sweetest things I've ever seen was just recently when we saw Roman Reigns kick the shit out of cancer and come back on Monday Night Raw.
So make sure you send them to us in all the usual ways. You can tweet them at us, you can send them to us on Facebook, you can email them to us. Hell, if it's your sort of thing, you can stick them on a memory stick and post them to WhatCulture. But the one thing you need to remember is good, bad. Thanks for watching. Bye.